All right, breaking right now. Dallas police say they have a person of interest in custody. He's accused of shooting 2 officers and a security guard. Now, this is chopper video over the end of a high-speed chase that just ended moments ago here, folks. And the attack going down at a Home Depot late this afternoon. 11 Alive's Ryan Kruger is following those late-breaking developments from the newsroom. And Ryan, what's the latest information you've uncovered?
Yeah, so Ron, we were just checking with our sister station in Dallas. We're learning a lot more about the shooting and that 5-hour-long manhunt, which just ended moments ago, as you said. Let's show you some scene video from the chopper overhead. Look at all of those flashing lights, all of those police lights there. It's not clear how police officers tracked down the suspect, but they were searching for him all day long. Just after 4 o'clock local time this afternoon at a Home Depot in Dallas, when an off-duty police officer called for backup after he allegedly caught this man, the suspect, 29-year-old Armando Juarez, was apparently shoplifting from the store. When those 2 Dallas police officers arrived, police say the suspect then somehow produced a handgun, opened fire, hitting the 2 officers, along with the Home Depot security guard. All 3 victims were in surgery late tonight. Those 2 officers in critical condition.
Continue to be upset at the lack of respect of our police in this city and in our country. And now is the moment that we can lift them up. And I ask you to do this.
A potential news conference with the Dallas police shortly here soon. So any developments, of course, we'll bring during this newscast. But we can't mention Dallas police and help remembering that tragic shooting almost 2 years ago. 5 Dallas police officers were shot and killed back on July 7th of 2016. A gunman ambushed the officers during a protest and a rally. Now, that gunman was, of course, later killed by a bomb disposal robot the next day. Now, what is so sad about this story is that the 2 police officers were told, Ron, they were both rookies on the force.
Yeah.
You were in that situation.
Right.
In your 20s, rookie on the force. I can imagine what's going through the department when you have 2 youngsters like that.
You know, whether you're a rookie or whether you're a veteran, it's a tough situation for everyone involved in the law enforcement family, but also for the family members who are still back home wondering if everybody is going to be okay. So I'm sure they're bringing in counselors as they're trying to take care of those officers, bringing in counselors ready for the family members as well. Yeah. All right, thanks a lot, Ryan. We appreciate that. We have some more breaking news tonight, folks. This time it's out of Clayton County. Dramatic pictures just released showing thieves casing a daycare parking lot and stealing 2 cars, one of them with a 6-year-old child inside. At this angle, you can see the gang drive into the parking lot, right? And this is the Child Care Network daycare in Riverdale. Sneak out of their car and at first snatch up a Chrysler 300 that's been left running. Then as they're driving out, they spot a second car with its engine on, and they grab that one. Watch again from a different camera angle, and you can get a better look at the theft of a white Hyundai. This is a Santa Fe with a 6-year-old boy inside. After snatching the cars, all 3 vehicles, they take off out of the parking lot, and they drive away at a high speed, as you can see right there. As someone from inside the daycare comes out, calling for them to stop. The good news here, this story has a happy ending. As about 5 minutes later, you're going to watch the left side of your screen. That 6-year-old boy, you see him there in the screen? He comes walking back to the daycare. Someone picks him up, clutches him to their chest, bring him back inside the building, reuniting him with his mom. And tonight, Clayton County police are looking for the group in a silver Nissan Altima, and they say they will be charged with kidnapping.
He would have called. He would have texted. He would have done something. He wouldn't just leave me sitting here worrying like this. I know he wouldn't.
A mom's tearful plea for help to bring her missing son home is now being met with challenges this evening. Bo Ingram has not been seen since yesterday morning when he walked out of a Clayton County school. Faith Abube has been with that family all afternoon. And, you know, Faith, you had talked about the family having some issues, getting some help.
And that's right, Ron. And Tanya Ingram tells me she dropped her son off, Bo, right over there and watched him go inside that school yesterday morning. That was the last time she saw or heard from him. And tonight she tells me that she's having to go around and police are giving her the runaround.
I don't know if he got into a car with somebody because it was raining and he just wanted to get out of the rain and get around home. I'm not sure.
Security cameras at Perry Learning Center in Jonesboro captured Bo Ingram walking out of school Monday morning. But where did the 14-year-old go?
He hasn't been in contact with anybody, nobody. He hasn't been active on Facebook Messenger for 24 hours or more. His phone has been off, cut off, to go straight to voicemail.
We walked with Bo's family as they canvassed the area around the school.
Hey guys, have y'all seen this little boy?
Her search has had its challenges. When we called Jonesboro police, they said the case was out of their jurisdiction, but to call Clayton County Police. Clayton Police told us since Bo was last seen on campus, the school district is responsible. But Clayton County School says that's not true. Clayton County Police is responsible.
As a mother, I feel like they could do more, that they're not out there doing enough. I hadn't seen not one of them.
But as we were asking questions, a school district police officer showed up.
We all do.
Sorry this happened, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Clayton County School says it plans to go beyond protocol and help bring Bo home.
Over in Woodstock, me and another sergeant, we're going to canvass that area over there.
Okay.
We've seen him around. He would have been wearing a red hoodie, khaki pants.
I'm scared to death. I'm trying to stay calm and straight and just hoping that maybe he's just somewhere with some girl or something. In all reality, I don't think that's what's going on.
Well, very, very heartbreaking there. Tanya tells me everything was good at home. She didn't have a fight with her son, so she's sure that he didn't run away. And Ron, I know we've been calling on you to talk about your police experience here, but let me ask you a question. As a parent, if you're in that situation as she is tonight, what do you do?
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of times a missing persons report can be low priority. However, you have to be persistent like that parent. Keep calling that investigator. Call that person every single day to try to get an update and stay involved, stay interactive in that investigation, and hopefully it will bring some positive results. All right, Faith, thank you. Once again, folks, you can take another look at Bo's photograph and description on what he was wearing on 11alive.com.
A Floyd County mother charged in the death of her 2-year-old son. That tops tonight's speed feed. Adrian Mitchell died in the hospital days after police say 38-year-old Hassan Rashad brutally beat him. And we've just learned that Adrian's mother, 28-year-old Sydney Dean, has now been arrested for second-degree murder and child cruelty. Floyd County police say Dean knew her son was badly hurt, but she waited hours before seeking medical treatment. Rashad is already in jail, facing felony murder and other charges. Atlanta rapper Rallo is spending at least one more night in jail. The 23-year-old, whose real name is Terrell Davis, is one of several people accused of trying to move almost $2 million worth of drugs through Metro Atlanta. His home was targeted in a federal raid last week. A crowd of supporters turned up at the federal courthouse today, but the judge says he needs more information about Rallo's probation status before deciding whether or not to release him on bond.
Meek, you're just getting out of prison. How does it feel to be part of the system?
I feel like a free slave, you know?
So that's the video for rapper Meek Mill's 1942 Flows. It was released earlier this month, and this is video of him actually leaving prison today in a helicopter after Pennsylvania's Supreme Court ordered his release.
Once again, give it up for Meek Mill and welcome home!
And just a few hours later, he was ringing that ceremonial bell before Game 5 of the Philadelphia 76ers Miami Heat series. Last year, Mill was sentenced to prison for violating his probation on a decades-old drug and gun conviction, sparking protests and a massive social media movement with the hashtag #FreeMeekMill. Mill was freed after the credibility of the officer who arrested him was called into question.
Well, it's good that those investigators stayed on top of that one. All right, Ryan, thanks a lot. All right, another big story we're following tonight is the big gubernatorial debate. Jeff Hollinger joins us with the highlights. Jeff?
Hey, Ron, 4 weeks from tonight, Georgians go to the polls and cast their first votes for governor. The Democratic primary is a showdown between the Stacey Abrams and Stacey Evans. Both are veterans of the Georgia state legislature, and both will try to become Georgia's first Democratic governor since Roy Barnes. Abrams and Evans faced off tonight in televised debates in Columbus. One of the better back-and-forth exchanges involved gun rights here in our state.
I was proud to vote against guns everywhere. I was proud to vote against campus carry. And the NRA doesn't seem to like me very much because they've given me a D, and I will fight every day to make our kids safe.
Unfortunately, she has voted for bills like SB 350, which compelled law enforcement to put weapons back on the streets. I've never gotten a B rating, unlike my opponent. I've always only gotten D's and F's, the only bad grades my parents have ever been proud of, and I will always fight the gun lobby.
The candidates also have something in common. They both took shots at Republican candidate Casey Cagle for choosing the NRA and its spat with Delta Airlines.
Foremost, I don't intend to threaten some of our largest employers. That's a good way to keep them in town.
We need a governor who is going to stand up for people and not pander for politics.
Both candidates also expressed interest in lowering the voting age in Georgia based on youth activism that grew out of the tragedy in Parkland, Florida.
An 11 Alive investigation that stuns even medical experts.
Have you ever seen anything like this in your career?
No, I've never seen anything like this, ever. This is one of the most horrendous things that I've ever seen in my career as a forensic pathologist.
These images are so difficult to look at. Why do you think the public should see them?
If we're going to do something about what's going on with our seniors in these nursing homes, we have to understand how bad it can get.
Thursday night at 11 on The Late Feed.